What up, y'all? We back. So you know we are back with some information, some fire about herpes, okay? I want you to make sure you follow and subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell. Make sure you are commenting. Make sure you are asking me questions, because at the end of the day, we trying to get to 100K. And I know we can do it, but y'all got to be a part of it, okay? So with that being said, hold on, let me take this out of my mouth. With that being said, today's topic is about herpes outbreak depression. When you are, most people who have had outbreaks and have had one outbreak or two outbreaks, or I'll say multiple outbreaks since their initial outbreak, they tend to go back to the original feeling and emotions that they feel when they first find out their herpes diagnosis. This is a normal thing. It is a trigger of your trauma. That's all it is. It's triggering your trauma. So in your trauma space, you felt depressed. You feel hopeless. You feel like your life was over. You feel like the end of the world. You feel rejected. You felt shame. You felt doubt. You felt insecurities. You felt nasty. You felt disgusted. You felt like all of those things. So remember, trauma is developed off a situation, and you put very strong negative emotion to, and you hold that it gets embedded into your nervous system. So that's when you get triggered, which you're triggering the nervous system with a situation, which is the outbreak, that amplifies all those emotions. So what you're experiencing is a real thing. Okay, I just created a whole thing. Herpes outbreak depression, okay? It is a real thing. So you're going to go through all the initial emotions. You're going to feel like you're starting all over. You're not starting all over. The outbreak just remind you of how you felt when you first started. Okay, Belize, so how do I deal with this? First, you need to understand you need to deal with all those emotions from the original trauma, which is the original outbreak source. When you first had your first outbreak, you need to work through every single one of those emotions. I mean, slow down. If it's shame, I need you to fight through shame. If it's rejection, you need to fight through that. If it's feeling disgusting, nasty, end of the world, you got to work through each one of them. And the reason why you got to work through each one of them, because they all can be triggered by something different. Okay, so the end of the world can be triggered for the fact that you was in a relationship and it seems like y'all are about to take it to another level, and now you don't feel like you're never ever going to get that because he left you. Okay, the next thing, the rejection piece, is that every time, in your life, you already dealt with rejection in every area. So you was like, finally, I think now I have been rejected in every area. I finally met somebody that accepted me, and now I'm about to be rejected, because that always is the outcome of my life. Okay. Next thing, shame. I carry a lot of shame anyway because of my family. My family is very strict. My family don't play the radio, type situation. They have these morals and values that I have to line up with, and having herpes don't do it. Okay. So I'm using those as an example because it's people got situations like that. And when you have situations like that and you have strong emotions and you don't work through them, you're going to be triggered every single time. The only way to work through triggers is being aware of the trigger and healing what caused the trigger. Okay. Now, a lot of people say, oh, a trigger, it just comes. My whole thing, you can get rid of a trigger. Okay, let's call that. You can get rid of a trigger. Could be the fact that you're aware of it, but you're still working through it. That's number one. Or it could be a trigger and you're not aware of it. That's number two. Or you can have you get to a point where you're not triggered at all. My goal, which I have done for myself, is not to be triggered at all. Okay, I can help you do that. Okay. And that's what I just said. You got to work through each and every one of them. But at least that's long. It's taking forever. Well, you're going to be depressed. And my whole thing, depression is the fact that you just feel depressed. You feel held down. You feel like you have lost your level and quality of life. And depression also shows that your emotional state is not your normal emotional state. Your depression, you're able to do your day-to-days. You're not getting dressed. You're not putting on your makeup. You're not putting on your perfume or cologne. You're not going to spend time with your friends. You don't really want to be around nobody. That's quality. Is like you're affecting anytime any trauma or situation is affecting your quality of life, you are depressed. Okay, so I need you to know what depression is. And also I want you to know each and every trigger. And what I want you to know is that you're going to have to work through all of them. It's no skating it. Because if you do not want to, every time you have an outbreak, to be triggered into depression, you're going to have to do the work. Many of y'all are having outbreaks over and over because of the depression, because you cannot get through those emotions. So if you want to kill having some outbreaks, for real, which is based off stress, psychological distress, you're going to have to do what you don't want to do, or you're going to continue to have outbreaks, and you don't have to. I have my outbreaks very much under control. If I do have an outbreak, I know my stress is high. I'm not sleeping, or I have friction. I know my reasons. Most of y'all don't want to accept that y'all got psychological distress from other things, and herpes is just another add-on. A lot of y'all dealt with depression, suicidal thoughts. Other people have already had disorders and things. I'm not judging you for it, but because you never done the work to get those things under control or managed with medications or whatever that needs to be, this is going to trigger the crap. You're going to you can go into a manic state. You can go to a place of deeper depression, clinical depression. You can get to a place where you need to be admitted to mental hospitals and things of that nature. Or you finally got to get to a point where you got to get on a higher dosage of your medications because you really wasn't managing it before. You wasn't doing what you need to do before. You think you was, but you wasn't. Getting on medicine and not doing the ongoing coping and releasing and therapy and all that stuff, you're just medicating. That's like drinking alcohol and smoking weed and having sex and all those things, and you still got the problem. If you are just still having a problem, you're just masking it. And that's not coping. They call them coping skills. Those are not coping skills. Those are very destructive skills because they do harm to your body because you don't want to deal with your mind. We're not doing that this season. You're going to stop, okay? You're going to stop because you're going to get with me, which I'm requiring everybody who watched this video to book a session. You got a 15-minute session and you got an hour. Your 15-minute session, it ain't going to benefit you. It's not going to 100% benefit, but if you want to get a feel for me and think, get a feel, that's for people who I don't really know beliefs like that. I don't know if she's going to be a good fit. She may not be for me. Then do that. But if you know me, you want to do this, then do an hour session. I will tell you with this situation, I am going to offer each and every person who call me, okay, especially if they're doing an hour session, I am going to offer you to do more sessions with me. It's not a one and done. That's like therapy. Nothing's one and done. Going to the gym, not one and done. Having a good diet is not one and done. Okay, building your career is not one and done. Getting your budget together is not one and done. Nothing is one and done, all right? So with that being said, you're going to have to open yourself up to say, I got to make an investment to get these triggers under control. And I have those tools to help you. I did it for myself. I also have a mental health counseling degree, okay? So I know it. And I'm also in school for terminology as a doctorate student. I got your back, okay? I got your back along with experiences. I have your back. But you have to trust that you can do the work. Not trust me. Trust that you can do the work. It's going to be hard. I'm going to hurt your feelings, okay? But at the end of the day, I'm going to come back and say, I love you. I do. Love hurts. It comes with correction. Correction don't feel good. It don't supposed to. That's love, though. Most of y'all ain't never experienced real love because you're not being corrected. Or when you get corrected, you get so in your feelings that you run from the thing that can help you, which is accountability and awareness. And then you do the work. So if you're ready for that, go over to www.vanquishcare.com, or you can go below and you can click book the hour session, okay? But mentally be prepared. Mentally be prepared to do more sessions. You're not doing one. That one session is for me to get all your information out, know what your triggers are, bring your triggers to your awareness, and we come up with a plan. Just know when you do the packets, it's going to be cheaper, okay? The price that you see is going to be cheaper. When you do multiple sessions, it makes it cheaper, okay? One session is going to be what the price is going to be, which is my value. But when you do multiple sessions, it's going to be cheaper. I do not do multiple sessions on 15 minutes. That is a no-go for me. If you keep calling me for 15 minutes, you need to do an hour session and be done. I am limiting my 15-minute sessions for one. They're going to get limited to one time. Because at the end of the day, most people are cheating themselves. Stop cheating yourself and invest in yourself. You're the one who are dealing with it. You're the one who's going to continue to deal with it if you don't invest. Okay? Okay? So I'm excited to see all of y'all show up. I know y'all going to drag y'all feet. Some of y'all going to drag and some of y'all going to run. And some of y'all are never going to do it. It's okay. I'm for the people who will. Okay. And if you never do it, just know when you're ready or ever make the decision down the line, I'll be right here waiting on you. Okay. I love you. Link below.